Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Boy Howdy campaign for you. Our first round is 4 stream on Conquest, followed up by our second round, which is going to be Colquitt's Defense on Skirmish. So the Union who play on Union round 1, we'll be playing CSA round 2, and then CSA in round 1 we'll be playing Union for round number 2, so they're swapping into that. Before we get into the battle, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do, and advertise the regiment in the bottom of our videos, and get an additional broadcast per week. Our teams for today: on the CSA side for round 1, Union round 2, you have the Kentucky Orphan Stonewall Brigade, sorry that's your wrong logo, 7th South Carolina, Holcomb's Legion, Archers Brigade, and the Army of Northern Virginia. Whereas on the Union side for round 1 and then CSA round 2, you have the 7th Louisiana, 14th Tennessee, Midwest Brigade, 5th Corps, Eagles Brigade, 5th Kentucky, 3rd United States Horse Artillery, and the 2nd United States Sharpshooters. So, server pop today. It is 220 right now. In balance is 5 towards the Union side. Confederates have 6 on artillery, while Union has 11. So overall, infantry-wise, we are completely even, which is good to see. Love that balancing infantry-wise. So let's start with our round here. So Boy Howdy campaign, they have a different rules for Conquest. There's 3 main points that you fight over normally. You have the A point, which is where CSA is going through right now. You have the C point, which is the supposed center point of the map, but it's favored towards CSA. And then you have the Union bias point at B. However, for this rule set, they're only fighting over B until the 25-minute mark, and then after that, A and C can be captured. How Conquest normally works is whoever has a majority of the flags up will start dealing a ticket drain on your opponent. So if you're up by 1 flag, you're doing 1 flagpole's worth of damage. If you're up 2-0, you're dealing 2 flagpoles worth. If you have all 3, that's 3 flagpoles worth of tickets on your opponent. Now, if each side has 1, for example, then they cancel each other out and no one is losing tickets. If you're up 2-1, you're only dealing 1 flagpole's worth of damage. So, you also might be wondering we didn't start at 45. It's because, again, this rule set, the game starts at 45, but you cannot move out until the 43-minute mark. At that point, you can quick time, which is really slow, and you have to quick time until the 40-minute mark, which is when you can double quick and sprint. And so, oh my goodness, what a starting volley there from CSA. TKO straight in the center of that line. You kind of saw a very normal phenomenon in this game, is that generally when everyone's in a line shooting, everyone likes to aim towards the center, and you can see the devastation. I mean, 5 or 6 guys, but that's at least a third of the group of guys here. So that was a nice little volley, but guys like to aim towards the center and at the flag. I do it myself, but generally what guys should be doing is if you're on the right side of your line, you shoot to the right side of your opponent's line, and if you're on the left, shoot to the left. If you're in the center, shoot center. If you have all those bullets going in one tiny center area, it's hard to spread out kills in a line, even if you do get a good few kills there. So, Union's got that B point captured. They're dealing a ticket drain on the CSA. Now, CSA can decap and cap it if they want to, but Union getting the advantage with that point. And they got to choose what point they defended, and they chose really the only choice because A and C are CSA bias on this map. And so CSA is kind of spread out here, similar to that of Union, and CSA is really trying to outflank the Union here to try to get up on their rear side or just their flank.
You better be ready.
It's not a bad idea by any means trying to get around your opponent, but Union's playing it smart and following them. CSA can't go much more because they got a little creek there. Can't really go through a creek here, but it looks like TKO is going to try to hit this. Nice part about War of Rights is that if you see your opponent, oh sorry, both sides have similar numbers. If you see your opponent spread out, that means they're very thin. So TKO is going to try to take advantage of this as Union is spread out. Oh, Eagles Brigade trying to hold.
Right here. Suicide.
And Eagles Brigade, at least the 5 of them there, got completely wiped. Now, in some events, they have steamer chats where the officers can communicate. They don't have that here. So it's not like Eagles Brigade can inform their friendlies that, hey, we got curb stomp there. But he did spawn back in with the main part of his line. Looks like they are starting to alert their friendlies.
Hold fire.
No, hold fire. Wait till others give it an order.
Oh, you
So
can't
TKO has broken through there a little bit. Looking on the rest of this side, you got a lot of Union holding back closer to the point. That being Midwest Brigade, 2nd U.S. Sharps. And then on the far right, you got 7th LA. You have some Union holding in the house side here. 7th South Carolina. Trying to push on them on the CSA side is ANV. And speaking of that, I forgot to mention that your frontline reporters today for Union here, you have Twista here from the 7th Louisiana, so they're at that B point, rip Twista. And then on the other side, we have Cloud here from the Army of Northern Virginia. So appreciative of those guys being able to give us their frontline view. Perfect timing as we cut it back over to the other side. TKO's going straight in.
Other side, other side, other side. Chase him out of here. Chase him out of here like the dogs we are.
So they're going to get the 5th Corps guys there. And that's kind of the thing is TKO is a larger force. And they're just kind of just defeating the Union in detail. I mean, Union's got some tiny groups here, and they're all far forward, and TKO is taking advantage. But unfortunately for them, it's not really doing a whole lot in terms of tickets, because you look at the ticket bars here, CSA is down by a considerable amount. It's like Stonewall Brigade and Holcomb's Legion is pushed up here, and they're going to wipe out 7th South Carolina. That's the thing with Conquest, is that you could see CSA is getting a lot of good wipes here, and they're defeating the Union well. However, no kill rate is going to stand up to the rate of you losing tickets by a flag. Your opponent's having more flags, so CSA is spending their time right now kind of being methodical. Again, the nice part for CSA is the 2 remaining ports are biased to them, so once we get to that 25-minute mark, each side will be able to go for A and C, and CSA will probably, at least off the rip, I'm guessing, take those points.
Shift to right, get some more cover.
Shift to right, boys. Get some more cover.
Shift it down the fence right, get more cover.
Down the fence right, boys. Right face, right face, right face, right face.
And so I mean, I feel like CSA's got to go for this B point. I mean, they're really trying to outflank. They're still trying to outflank, and actually they might be able to get around if they keep going. Obviously, they don't see Union where they're at, unlike us up here. But it almost looks like they can get a flank there, so...
Oh, on the right, we got plenty of shots.
Stonewall and Holcomb Legion, they've pushed up. Union's fallen back. Got a Stonewall that they can use, and I think that is some of the Union falling back to that. It looks like a good portion of Union's going to use the Stonewall kind of as a defensive line. South LA is here getting some nice shots. Dang, every time I cut to Twista, he's dying. Guess it's my fault, so. CSA looks like they pushed over Union, kind of are responding, and they just keep moving to where CSA is at.
Nice. Fucking tits, dude. Yeah. Roger.
So Union's just trying to cut that off to lay this point. Now, it does seem like CSA is making some effort. I do wonder if where Union's going to go once we get to the 25-minute mark. Because once A and C open up, CSA, like mentioned, is going to have a huge advantage. 7 South Carolina is trying to come in from Maine. And they're going to get flanking shots. I don't know if the CSA see them, but...
At the triple.
Sprint, SP.
Sprint SB. Fine.
These guys definitely see him now.
Northwest.
They're just kind of skirmishing. They don't have a flag. That causes a little confusion here, at least for these CSA guys. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of trees right there. You didn't realize that. Looks like they're going to charge us out.
Don't kill me, I'm a friend. We're friends in blue.
You boys do not know how to skirmish as well as Holcomb Legion. You will learn your place. Back here, die.
Okay, that's too far over. I don't say all that now.
All right, back to the wall. Back to the wall.
These guys are our friends over. Don't go too far.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Well,
Reload. Ready.
beautiful moment there. Always gotta have some little trash talk like that, eh? So A&V's pushed up on the other side as Union kind of fell back and started focusing on where the Stonewall Brigade and Holcomb Legion's guys are. So at least A and B's got some nice shots here shooting down. CSA is about to hit engage. Union is about a fourth into the morale stage of battle ready. And it looks like CSA is going to try to kind of squeeze Union out. That's the thing. Union squished down really tinily here. And they're at a risk of getting hit from two sides. And you have the stone wall here at least to use as cover, which is nice. It's also kind of angled down. You can see the elevation. It's not that big of a dip, but
We know already.
at least gives Union a little better of an angle.
3 times doesn't help.
But Union's continued. I don't understand why they're pulling off the point like this. CSA hits engaged, but you can see Union's been beaten back this whole time. But yet Union is up significantly on tickets because that flag kill on tickets is ridiculously high. And so if I were these guys outside of the flag, I would be staying up near this point. Now, it looks like they just went down to reload. But when you start moving down like that, CSA might be like, okay, we can charge in. Because honestly, looking over here, numbers are probably slightly favored towards Union, but I mean, if CSA gets a jump at the right time, anything can happen. And also, A&V swifted over to that stone wall. So, CSA really, I think TKO tried going really far around. They're trying.
I think I heard a volley north. So. They are formed up on the top of the hill to the northwest. Or to the northwest.
So, some of these Union groups are actually pulling back. CSA looks like they're charging on this side. Will A&V see that? A&V not charging in yet. That's what you mean. Like 7th LA, you saw it here. They went down and retreated. They pulled back to get the reloads in CSA. I don't know if they saw them doing that consistently, but they pulled up, wiped the top part of Union, and they nearly wiped 7th LA. Eagles Brigade does rush in here, and they're going to help their friendlies out. And you can see a huge example of the no steam chat here, because if A&V would have collapsed in, that would have been marvelous for CSA, but I don't think A&V saw. It's hard to see. I mean, when you're at least looking from... I mean, Killer's going down to see what's up, but... Oh, they might be just going... But you can see, I mean, it's... The elevation tilted downhill, you can't see. You got a bush and a stone wall in the way, so it's difficult to see. So, but they're going to push a little closer, trying to get on this point. They might leak a guy or so, but honestly, there's so much Union squished up there. That is... It's going to be difficult to do. You'll see teams a lot. They'll dive bomb a point. They'll dive bomb a point instead of trying to wipe the defending group, and usually they pay a price, because when they dive bomb the point, they focus on the point, not necessarily killing. Which means a lot of those guys will die because your opponent's focused on killing you while you're not really focused on killing them as much. Anyways, Union's charging in.
Let's go, boys.
I like Ginger.
A&V pulling out.
E for violence, boys.
Get them
V
out.
for violence! Into him!
Full send, full send.
Right, chase them down, boys.
Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing.
A&V looks like they're going to maybe make their stand. At least Flag Bear's getting out.
Taxes, pay the tax.
Let's go. Where you running, boy? Retreat. Keep going.
Jump over, go back.
So that's a good counter charge there from Union. They're going to get some nice out of lines. And CSA is now halfway through engage. Actually, this CSA flag, A&V's flag, might be trapped to 7th South Carolina. Turns, A&V's going to have to push through them if they want to get out, or maybe they're just going to sit. Union actually doesn't pursue. So they're kind of stuck here.
Come on. You want some candy?
They could go out this way, which looks like they're going to do that right now. Meanwhile, on the other side, nothing a whole lot has happened here. I mean, at this point in the match, 1 minute until CNA can be captured. So if I were CSA, I would just fall back and cap those points. At that point, you're going to start dealing a ticket loss on the Union, and then you just defend those 2 points. This map heavily favors the CSA, and so we'll see if this morale stage lead that the Union's got has really given them enough of a buffer to win the match. We'll also see what it's like for Union to attack. They've been defending the whole time, and it's really nice to defend when both sides have even tickets. You don't have to worry so much about losing tickets. Like Union charging there, if this was a normal defensive map and Union was down a certain percentage of tickets, they might not have charged them out there. So I'm intrigued to see what Union does. You can see a lot of the CSA falling back on A right now. We got a couple over here at C. CSA might have gotten their flank though. At least 6 Kentucky here from TKO is going around. They might just try to go harass B. So, and then their 3rd Kentucky counterpart is there. CSA capturing C. A few guys over here from TKO. And the rest of CSA capping A as we're at that 25-minute mark. So CSA is going to be able to cap those points. And we are about to start the second half of this battle. How will Union respond? I reckon Union's just going to push C. A is the harder of the 2 points to take. That's for sure. Obviously, zooming out, Union has a numbers advantage. You can see all of TKO's kind of forming up now. Eagles Brigade, these guys, and 5th Corps guys here are getting now charged out by TKO.
Wipe out the stragglers.
Do not chase. Recover. Do not chase. Recover. Do not chase. Come back. Do not chase. Come back.
Recall.
So you have some charging there. You also have some more charging there. Eagles Brigade hits these Archer Brigade guys. And Eagles Brigade's going to win that there. CSA almost down to taking loss of that. Did they not cap the point? They didn't cap the point! So no one's losing tickets right now. I don't know if someone... Honestly, Union probably pushed up there and they shot someone dead. That probably makes the most sense out of anything. Anyways, A and V pushes down. They're getting some nice shots there on Eagles Brigade. And Eagles Brigade got shot up pretty hard there, and so they are pulling back. CSA look like they're finishing that C cap. And there they go. So, Conquest at this point, a strategy, I think, is simple. You capture your home base point. You try to contest the middle point while having only a few guys defending the home point, like a smaller regiment. And then have 3 to 5 guys act as skirmishers and go harass the opponent's home point. That's Conquest comes down to that. Now you could talk about map bias and everything and how some teams can get quicker or can get the points quicker. Like on this map, CSA gets to C and A a lot quicker than Union does. And so you can argue there's an imbalance there, but regardless, the strategy should be the same, which that 6 Kentucky group, they merged in with the rest of 3rd Kentucky, so TKO did not try to do that flank. Hello. Guess we never mentioned the artillery, but both sides got their artillery. They're over there. They're vibing. they can't really do a whole lot. Union artillery is in a really crappy spot. CSA artillery can kind of see where Union is, but jeez. So, because that's the thing right now. CSA, they're playing mostly the plan. They have some guys back at A. They're going to have a little boring of a match, but, you know, it's an important job. Meanwhile, not a whole lot of CSA are defending C. They're kind of pushing the center over here, or are just over by the artillery. So the Union's going to push down, and they're going to decap C.
Quickly. Make a wall.
Make a wall, surround, yep, surround that flag. Get it down.
You can see what I mean.
Company, enemy
Obviously,
fire, light 'em
what
up.
I mentioned earlier, the scenario matters, but you'll see teams dive bombing points wanting to decap, but CSA is kind of far away to where it's not going to hurt you too much to just go in there and cap. Union has a beefy enough of a line where it's not going to matter. They might take some casualties, but if Union can capture and hold this, that will make up for it in tickets really quickly. Union does drop to engage. 14th Tennessee and the 5th Corps guys are going to get a great little special.
Take them down one by one. Let them come, take them down one by one. Oh, sorry, dude. Get back in line. Sorry. Get that officer. Get that officer.
So that's a good little flank there from these 5th Corps, 14th Tennessee guys. They're going to wipe a good chunk of them. So the rest of the Union's going to move in and clean that up. They do capture C, so Union's up a flagpole again.
Let's go. Move it up.
And so these CSA guys are going to try to get out of Dodge, but Colt and his guys are going to pretty much wipe the rest of them.
Keep moving. To the right.
Oh, Decoys is level 99. He's almost there at a level 100.
Move to the right. Let's get that flag down. Kill that flag. Let's go.
Oh, there's some more TKO guys here. This must be where their flag is.
Let's go.
Yep, their flag's running out the backside as Union kind of runs in. Meanwhile, on the backside, you have a CSA group trying to push up A and V. They're going to go for this decap here. And as they do that, CSA does drop into taking losses. So Union definitely has a larger force. We'll see if they try to turn around and charge this, sit out and shoot. I'm going to guess they're going to charge in. You do see more CSA starting to arrive over here. So, honestly, they don't know, but they should charge now, or at least play aggressive so that CSA can't form up, and it'll be a lot harder for them to win this. So, they will charge, and I like this a lot.
Go. Get it down, rebel scum. Stab and go. Into the wrong ones.
And it does look like Union's going to win this. Their flag, Union flag is kind of out. But she needs to get back with his friendlies. But A&V does get the decap, if anything. They do keep their flag alive as well. So that's a good play from A&V. They get wiped, and Union's going to get the point back. But with some reinforcements for CSA moving up, it's not terrible. I don't know. I mean, obviously running in, getting a decap, and then your opponent's getting the point back right away isn't necessarily great. But if these CSA friendlies, who are Stonewall Brigade, if they can keep Union from capping this point, at least for a little while, it would have been worth the ticket loss. But I don't know. They're going to get this back up, though. And Union's going to start the ticket drain again. Union's defending B pretty hard. I don't know. I think Union should expend at least 3 to 5 guys. Obviously, Union doesn't necessarily know that CSA has 5 guys over here, who has the lovely job of this. You have Tucker, you have Ross, Lewis. It's the 5th Alabama guys from Archer's Brigade. Oh my goodness, there's a gun here. These artillery guys? I think so. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think yeah, it's definitely artillery. I can't believe they snuck a gun up here. They have it aimed at an interesting spot. So I don't know. If I were them, I would probably be hoping that someone runs up there, because I don't think I've seen CSA artillery push that up there. Also, they don't necessarily need to be crouching. I'm just saying that because you want to get that information XP, unless you're skirmishing when you're standing up. But you shouldn't be, because you have 3 guys there. So these few TKO guys, SB, they're going to go for a decap. They don't have a flag. It looks like that A&D flag. Did it hold back? Not. Oh. Yeah, I don't know whose flag that is. It might be that A&D flag, but they don't have a flag out here.
Fill in the hole.
You can't see what the flag is, or you can see it on top of the taken loss for CSA. But are they gonna get the decap? Are they gonna get it?
Almost there, boys.
Are they gonna get it? They're gonna get it.
Almost there.
Flags off.
We got it. Ah!
Guy died.
So we'll see. Can the CSA main spawns get up here quick enough to at least prevent Union from retaking? Union's probably gonna run straight out again. Yep. Eagles Brigade's played very aggressive for Union tonight. CSA is going to try to cap. A little surprising. I mean, I guess you can understand why they want to do it. I don't know if they realized how many Union were behind that stone wall, but...
Where are you going, flag?
You're a silly Rab. You're a silly Rab. You're a silly buddy. You're a silly goose. You silly goose.
So Union gets the wipe there, going to decap and start retaking. However, here comes TKO. That's the thing, is CSA is coming in, like A&V went in, and SP went in, and TKO went in, and it's... The groups are spread out, and Union is kind of able to take advantage here. Look at those shots on CSA moving in.
Is that fucking me cut again? He 14? Yeah, I killed him. Alright. Go to the right.
I don't think we're still charging.
Go back, go back, go back, go back.
So Union going to try to cap that, and honestly, Union's played this round pretty well. Yeah, I if anything, right, I think normally this wouldn't work for Union, because the thing is, Union's got a lot of guys concerted to defending B, and they're not sending a whole lot towards C. It's just CSA trying to take C. The groups have gone in independently. If they wait till they're all in and then they go, they probably take C. And it looks like they might be in a position to do that now. I'm guessing this is A&B who's shown up to the party. They have. You also got Holcomb Legion up here. So, I mean, CSA still has time to at least force a draw out of this. The winner of this game is who is in the higher morale stage. It needs to be different stages. So if the game ended now, Union would win. But if Union went to taking losses and CSA was still in taking losses, even if Union's in high engage and CSA is low engage, that'd be a draw. So, because the A&B pushes out the moment Union pushes off point, they are trying to go back and forth at this point. They're just trying to get it as fast as possible. And obviously Union doesn't want to sit in the open, because why would you? So they will get that decap. It's looking like A&V will probably get this cap as well, especially with their friendlies behind. And this probably looks like the best effort that CSA is going to get. The question is it enough? Time on the clock? I definitely think it is. Because, I mean, we don't necessarily know how many tickets CSA lost to the engagement at the beginning, but I mean, they lost like a morale and a half stage there before A and C point opened up, so you could argue that that flagpole within 15 minutes, or yeah, 15 minutes, you could argue that it dealt 3/4, if not to a whole morale stage in tickets. So, but Union's going to push out. They're going to try to at least decap this. And, you know, even if Union doesn't win this, is not a bad idea, because at this point in the match, you are just trying to make sure that CSA can't get you to the same morale stage as them. CSA is just trying to even things out at this point. If Union can delay that any amount longer, I think that'd be a good idea. They are going to get wiped here, though, and they will fail.
You want to take my bail, boy?
Why you reloading?
Oh, shit.
But I like the idea a lot of them trying to decap. Because as mentioned, right, that ticket loss from the flag is going to be way more than any shootout is. And at this point, Union's just kind of make things even. They got to make sure each side only has one flagpole capped and whatnot. So, I think now would be a great time. Union sending a few guys to A. I mean, there's only a few artillery guys there. That's what it looks like. But it looks like most Union is going to start turning towards C since they've seen CSA take it. I'm guessing that. But you have some Union holding back. That's the thing, right, is that... I don't know. I don't need to say myself. I don't need to repeat myself, but sitting and shooting for long periods of time in this game mode when you're down a flag is not the way to play this game mode. That is all I will say. Obviously, you need to spend time to coordinate a plan, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's like B's wide open now, so we'll see. You do have some CSA moving up. I don't know if they're trying to go to B right now. It is the Holcomb Legion guys.
Yeah, Evans is dead. Woohoo!
Fall back, Yay! I want to give you a kiss.
And
Come
7
back.
South Carolina gets beat by Holcomb Legion, at least for the second recorded time today.
Don't you love me? Don't you love me?
They also, to be fair, 7 South Carolina doesn't have a flag. Holcomb Legion, they have a flag. If I were them, I don't know if they're trying to harass the Union, but man, if they knew how open B was right now, that'd be very nice for them. They're going to hit in the back of second U.S. Sharps as well. Oh, and they're crouching too.
Oh, Union suck dick. Union suck dick.
That is juicy tickets.
Union suck dick.
You can argue if crouching is good or not. I hate it 95% of the time. Unless you know you're in very much solid cover, which I guess those guys weren't expecting CSA to charge from behind, but I don't know, man. So both sides getting closer and closer to their next stages. Union just needs to stick in taking losses, and they will win this game. Which, 9 minutes to knock your opponent down a home morale stage. CSA can definitely do it. But it looks like Union's going to make an effort. They actually have a down flag here. Eagles Brigade's looking to push through here. Maybe 7th LA charged through here a second ago and we missed it.
Southwest, AB. Southwest. AB, move out.
Behind me.
So Union having some nice success there. They're going to wipe A and... Oh, never mind. They kind of pulled back to form a little defensive line. And TKO is going to squeeze through and try to finish them off. See, if I'm Union at this point, you have two choices. The first action you have to take is you need to get CSA down to breaking. That has to happen. At that point, you got to make a decision, because if you want to win the round based on the... What is it? If you want to win the round based on morale stages, you could just sit back and do nothing for the rest of the round and hope the flag doesn't get you down to breaking. Or you could try to decap these points, which it looks like Union, at least for now, is trying to decap. Few Eagles Brigades went in there. You have 5th Corps now heading this way, hitting CSA from behind.
No. Don't push. Don't push. Don't push. Right here on the left.
Obviously, I don't know off the top of my head if flagpoles have anything to do with the campaign, because I think it was War of Brothers where the flags matter more, like whoever has more points captured will push your opponent back more and stuff like that. I don't know how much of an effect this has on Boy Howdy campaign, but strictly looking at a normal game of War of Rights, if I'm Union at this point, hit CSA down the breaking, and then maybe just sit back and do nothing for the rest of the round. I don't know if that flag, being up one flagpole, is going to tick you down enough to hit you in the breaking. I don't know. I don't necessarily know the rate off the top of my head, and I assume that rate would be different, because the amount of tickets per death is based on the server size.
Don't shoot me.
Some more skirmishes up here. 3rd Usho with the Arties taking on some SB guys, and Artie's going to get the W there. But that's the thing, right? In War of Rights, you want matches to take the similar amount of time, regardless of the server pop. And this game works in tickets, as is how the game works. That's what we know it to be. continue this in a second. TKO is charging 5th core out. So he has to go to breaking. So, War writes the developers, they wanted to make it so that rounds take similar amount of time if they're in a larger or smaller server, doesn't matter, they want similar time. And this game works in tickets, so how do you do that? Well, each death is going to be worth a lot less tickets in a larger server compared to a smaller server. Because, let's say you have a large server with a lot of people dying, that means a lot of tickets are being lost. If you apply that same rate to a small server of tickets lost per death, on a small server, no one's killing each other. And so, what that means is that tickets would barely go down. So that's why you have it on a smaller server where each death is worth a lot more tickets. So in a sense, the battles, in theory, should have an even amount of playing time. So Union is making an effort for A. I like this. I wish they would have done it a little sooner. And if they get this decap, I for sure don't think CSA is going to be able to hit Union into breaking, which... The good thing about all of this is these artillery guys, these 5th Alabama guys, are finally going to have something to do. I kind of feel bad for these guys, but the joy that they're hopefully about to get will make it worth it. Who's the Union groups that is going to be blown away by artillery? It's a couple of groups here. Oh my goodness. Yes! Come on, fire it! He's gonna fire it! Wow. Beautiful. And it did not kill the guy downing the flag. They're gonna charge in here. They're gonna try to get it. But these group of guys... That was beautiful.
You are the best people in the freaking game! Holy crap! You guys just saved the day.
Fall back, boys. Fall back.
That was on it. That was beautiful. That's wild that he didn't die to that. But that's a huge decap. So at this point, Union will not hit breaking unless a lot of charges happen and a lot of out-of-line deaths happen, which could be possible. Can't ever down anything, especially since CSA is turning back with the flag at this point.
Good shot, good sir.
We have a couple Union guys going over here. Are they trying to cap?
Fuck yeah.
No, they're just kind of... They're holding... They're going to get hit. They just need to just delay this cap for as long as possible. I don't know how long it'll be because they're pretty much outnumbered, but...
Now, surprisingly, I was still skirmishing up until just now.
See, look at this. Here's the thing, right? The officers, they can't communicate with each other. And so, what happens is when a tiny group from Union goes and decaps A, look how many CSA guys came over to deal with it. And so by harassing that third opponent's point, what you do is you cause chaos among the other team. And that's really what you want to do. So... That's a great decap. I wish they would have done it sooner. Maybe Union could have had... Union could have maybe had a larger ticket lead. Because honestly, I know I said this, I think 2 or 3 times now. But it does look like Union will drop into breaking. And this round is going to be a draw.
One proposed. One proposed.
Independent. Hard to hit. One per post. Independent fire.
One per post. Spread out. Rim boys. DJ.
So if I'm CSA, you got to bonsai into Union, or at least play aggressive and then bonsai with 30 seconds left. Honestly, I don't even know if you need to do that, considering that you have the flag advantage. Wow, that's how crazy this flag rate is. And I don't get why these Union guys were pushing deep into CSA territory. Again, at this point, Union just needs to not hit breaking. And you get why they might be going to A because they're trying to do a decap. But CSA just retook the point, so you know at least some CSA is there. I mean, in that instance, I would just assume there's a lot. Yeah, this match is a draw. Wow. I am shocked how fast that went down. It was a nice effort by those few tiny Union groups going in and decapping that A point. I wish they would have done that more, and I think if Union would have done that at least once or twice more, it would have caused enough havoc from the CSA side to result in a Union victory. But regardless, really well fought, backed by CSA. They made some mistakes.
Sectional fire, sectional fire.
And they learned from it. They grouped up, they charged in, took C, and they did just enough to come back.
Hit him in the back! I want that flag! That's Kentucky's flag! Why is Kentucky's flag?
I'm sorry, TKO. I'm sorry.
And honestly, this is how this rule should be set up. Union's gonna sweep through and wipe the remaining of TKO, but the thing is we saw this map. The Union bias point was the point Union had to defend, and the other 2 points are biased to CSA, and CSA could get there quickly and cap the other 2 points, giving CSA an opportunity to make this game even, which we just saw perfectly. So, really well done. I think this is the perfect scenario. Wow, look at this. Look at this screen here. We could see so much. We could see the Arty piece moving. Oh, it goes. There's some respawns. But yeah, no, really well done by CSA to catch themselves back up. I think if you're Union, you gotta send some guys to A to at least harass that point throughout the round. Because CSA was not defending it at all outside of that Arty group, and you really saw how well they did. It was a beautiful canister shot. But anyways, we will see you all shortly for round number 2 on Skirmish. Alrighty, here we are starting with the second round. We've only had about like 3 or 4 remusters, so 20 minutes have gone by, but we're here with round 2 at a mostly balanced round, say 11-man imbalance, which is okay. 15 is kind of at that point where it's too much to handle, but artillery-wise, CSA has 11, Union has 7. So overall, that imbalance, infantry-wise, is 6, which is not the worst thing in the world. Anyways, that all being said, Colquitt's defense, remember, they quick time until the 40-minute mark, and then they can start double-quicking and sprinting at this point. Colquitt's defense is relatively simple. Remember, the sides have switched, so the guys playing CSA last round are on Union. The guys on Union last round are playing CSA, which also means that Cloud here from the ANV, he is on the USA side, albeit dead. And then Twister from the 7th LA was on USA, now he's on CSA. So, I forgot to do the little ad things on the bottom. Let me fix that quickly. But yeah, Colquitt's defense, it's one of my, it's a nice map, I would say. I like that it's a more bigger map than what you'll normally see, at least for Skirmish. And it's nice because of the larger pop servers. So there we go. Anyways, Union's playing aggressive off the rip. You'll see Union a lot of the times they'll like to play aggressive and go to this wood side. And they'll just try to slowly and surely push up this wood, which you have ANV and TKO pushing up that way right now. And they have taken some nice little rocks here. Some CSA are holding back, some are holding forward, and TKO is about to get a nice flank on 7th LA. Oh, you got Twista here, and his guys are falling back right away. They got hit in the side. He's going to try to get that flag. But your decoy is saying to shoot that flag down. So Union likes to push up far left. They also like to push right, maybe push up the hill, harass the artillery. That's why you have some CSA here. But most of the time, if Union takes this woods, the match is pretty much over. And, you know, if CSA is reeling here and they keep falling back, Union might as well keep pushing.
Yeah, you're dying skirmishing, crouching, you know that, right?
You think you're doing something, boy? You think you're doing something?
So, some CSA reinforcements, Eagles Brigade, they're charging down. They're trying to keep the aggression from last round. They're going in very outnumbered, though. They've got 2 flags who are trying to stick by Colt.
Rambo on me.
Nope. About face.
About face, about face.
About face, rally, boys!
Northeast, AV, northeast.
So this is a nice little start here for Union. Again, all that matters at this point is tickets, which the CSA,
Oh my god, I'm sorry, Edward.
Come here. Oh, come here.
they have more, less tickets, sorry. Just trying to look for the actual amount, and I started screwing up the sides, but the Union as an attacker is 26% more tickets, raw value-wise, compared to the CSA. And right now you can see Union's up almost a fourth of a morale state. So even though Union kind of didn't win the end of that charge and CSA ended up holding with all their flags, it's still a win because Union got them down on tickets, which, again, really the only thing that kind of matters there. You do have some Union groups charging. Stonewall Brigade is charging 14th Tennessee, Midwest. And if we look at Colquitt's defense here, the Union weapons of choice on this map, for the 2nd Wisconsin Company, they have the Lorenz and the Springfield 61, and then the 19th Indiana has the Springfield 61. So your typical one-shot guns you would see in this game. And CSA similarly have that. Both their companies, the 13th Alabama and the 6th Georgia, they have the Enfield and the Springfield 55. So both sides here can use basically the same gun. And there is one other type of gun, the Springfield 42. It shoots buck and ball. That's like 4 or 5 pellets per shot instead of the normal 1. So it acts more of a shotgun. Great at close range. The further you go with that shot, it's not that great though. So CSA are able to hold. Union does get their flag on this side. That definitely has an impact in evening out these tickets. So we'll see over here when Union decides to make a push again up there.
Northwest, top of the hill, gentlemen, at the red flag. Take aim. Northwest,
Top of the hill.
Take it.
Fire.
And CSA definitely has a more bolstered defensive line. I don't know if CSA was necessarily anticipating Union to go in right away, because they were not really beefed up over here. They kind of had a defensive line, and then a little further behind they had another defensive line. But now they've just kind of switched to one big broad line on some significant defensive positions, meaning rocks.
Take
Take
it.
aim. Northwest. Steady.
Goose, why are you standing
Check ready, check ready.
So for now, shootout in the woods. Union's making an effort on top of the hillside again. I almost wish Union would just group up as a team here and just shove up top. But obviously, there's a lot of CSA over here being distracted by the Stonewall Brigade guys over here. Like, there's 2 Union flags over here, which is a little surprising. I would maybe think 1 would be over here and 3 would be in the woods, but I guess that is not necessarily the case. I mean, we can see if the balance, it's about 12 right now, but 8 when you consider artillery into the mix, so not that bad. Anyways, Union continuing to skirmish. I really do think Union should only have 1 flag over here if they're going to skirmish. They're not, they won't be able to successfully charge out CSA 1 because they are, actually I don't know if they're outnumbered anymore with this next group of guys pulling up, but if you're charging across the open field, that's not that easy to do. So in the end, I don't know. I think Union, as Union, you got to get 3 flags at least on this side. You can keep 1 flag over there if you want to skirmish. This is a big map, so you kind of need those spawns a little further away. You need those flags in the lines because main spawn is so far away. So Union for now just keeping up shots with CSA. Tickets are even, maybe a little in CSA's favor.
Southwest.
Got some crouchers here.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Crouching losing 3 times the amount of tickets when you die in this game compared to if you were just standing up.
No, they're still there.
Take aim.
Take aim.
Steady. Steady. Fire.
Load.
Reload.
There's rock formation down river. Trying to hide behind
So
that.
Union, are they going again? You got a lot of movement, and they're gonna go in again. They got to turn the flank of one of these sides of the CSA line. Looks like they're gonna go for this right side.
Push right through them. Keep going. Huzzah! Pull back. You know about huzzah. I just killed your huzzah. I killed your huzzah too. What do you know about that? How'd that feel, baby? Oh.
Eagles Brigade actually they did a smart play there, and they charged in the back of that Union charge. Usually charging teams keep the flags in the back. So if you charge the rear with some guys, you have a chance to get a flag.
Rally here.
Even if you don't get it in the melee, you could have a chance of getting close to it. Distracting that flag, killing that flag, or causing the flag to leave a charge early is always going to be a good thing if you're a defender. And with that, Union's down a flag, maybe a second, and Union is down on tickets. So the pace is not terrible for Union, especially, I mean, roughly 9 minutes, and they're going to get CSC down a whole morale stage. You usually don't see a whole lot of fighting in this event until the 40-minute mark, since that's when they can start sprinting.
Independent fire, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Robert, go back and grab shovel.
So, also, let's see. I mean, CSA has 2 flags up here as well, so it's not like CSA necessarily out-respawned Union there. It's just... I mean, it's just charging up in these woods and the hills. I mean, charging uphill, trying to take a fortified spot. That ain't an easy thing.
What team we're on is friendly.
Shut the I know, dude.
Rangers on me when ready, boys. Rangers
But
on me.
Union does get both of their flags back in the end. CSA going to push up kind of their original defensive positions, kind of spreading out as they were at the beginning, which is how they started losing that initial engagement. Looks like Union's going to make an effort charge on this side, trying to spread out, trying to avoid CSA shots. That officer dying hits Union to engage. CSA about to drop to that as well.
Keep charging, boys. Keep charging.
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man? How's it going?
Good talk. Good talk.
A couple of those guys don't have bayonets on, but they might have just spawned in. They do have a rule in this event where if you're not close to your opponent, you need to take your bayonet off. And that's why some of those guys don't necessarily have bayonets. But Union pushes through here. You got another CSA line. They're retreating up the hill. And you'll notice something. These CSA guys, most of them are focused on getting up the hill while Union's focused on killing them. So Union's going to get some nice kills here. They're turning upward.
Go for it.
Stop that. God, kill that back.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Don't stop this. Maybe balls dropped. That was way too high pitched.
Go away. I don't want to talk to you. Go away.
Way too high.
No, let me over. This is cheating.
Oh my God,
This is cheating.
So Union kind of winning there, but the small CSA group flanks up the far side. Over on that side, some Union are moving into the woods. Not all of them, though. But these tiny engagements here are going to bring down everyone's tickets, and Union's about to lose a flag. Yep. So, Union pushes in the woods. Only one group did, which is a little fascinating. It looks like A and V went in the woods, and CSA smartly charged them out. I don't know how many guys I saw from A and V, but A and V does not have as many guys as CSA does in the woods, and Union just got defeated in detail. TKO held back. I don't know if this was the coordinated idea, but CSA played that perfectly.
Fire! There they are. They're west-northwest. Up here, you got some good shots, boys.
Rangers on the right side of the rocks. On the right side of the rocks.
On the down flag.
They're moving. They're trying to wrap around us to the left now.
Independent
And TKO pulls out. They are similar to that, outnumbered. So Union is able to reform on this side. They do get their flags back.
Thank you so much. Holy fuck.
watched all that in the bios outrage. That was fantastic.
Dude, I could hear them screaming, shoot that motherfucker, shoot that motherfucker.
Hey, B, if you see the lines I drew down, they're all in those directions, gents.
Easy targets.
So CSA using that half stone wall very nicely. CSA's up. They just kind of need to keep doing what they're doing. They're actually going to charge TKO out, which isn't a bad idea. They're trying to pinch him.
Flag run!
Flag run, flag run!
What a charge there. CSA played that smart. They wiped some of the Union that were over here, and they're like, well, we wiped some of them. We could wipe the other half. And so that's what they just did. And that's well done. Union is going to get that flag out, which good timing there from Top Gun. I don't know how long he's going to make it, but you have A and V pushing down now, and now Union's kind of spread out, at least the A and V TKO groups over here. CSA's playing this well. And so Union, you got to kind of change plan here. It's hard to do when the officers don't have direct communication to each other. Like, here's the thing. If officers were able to communicate, if I were TKO and A and V, I'd reform here, and I'd push down here. These Union guys, you have a wide open path to the woods, and I would ask that those guys collapse through the woods behind and hit CSA in the rear. Because A and V and TKO are probably like, yeah, they're pushed up really far. And so if they did a pincer move, that could work wonders. Although it's going to be hard for A and V to stay reformed. They don't have their flag, so if they die, they have to respawn back at main, which is rough for them. But this is not very well coordinated here from the Union side.
Down, push it down a little bit more. Right where the flag's at, 7th. Right where the flag's at. You can still
It's just full of cordite, and then somebody will like flick you in the belly and you'll blow up.
I'll take my chance.
Go up and over.
Up and
And
over.
Union just pulls back. Yeah, I mean, tickets wise, that pace for Union slowing down. I mean, we saw it was roughly 9 minutes for Union to get CSA down on morale stage, and it's been 5 minutes, and they've only gotten CSA down a third of a stage. So, CSA's played this well, and that opportunity to hit down the rear of the CSA in the woods, I guarantee you, it would surprise those CSA guys if Union came slamming down on the top of the hill, down to the bottom. They're playing so far forward because, one, the only place that they think Union's going to attack is from up here, so surprising when the rear would be beautiful. Anyways, Union's charging, and this charge... They need to charge those guys down there. See, here's the thing. This large Union group can take out one of these two groups individually. What happens is they're spreading apart across this open field. Some guys charge there. The rest are charging up here. And they're not together. They're spread out. And CSA is going to hold this. And this is a huge ticket drain for the Union. This was a terrible charge.
But it ain't gonna be my rifle.
They might win, though, just because, again, they got numbers. But CSA smartly going to collapse in their rear and have a chance of getting at two of these Union flags.
Let these dirty Wisconsinites and their shitty team, the Packers, defeat us, man. Georgia is best. Get fucked.
Yeah, look at that. CSA coming up the rear. And they are going to get two Union flags.
Property, buckos. Confederate property.
That's a great charge there from CSA. Man. That just tells me that charge was not ordered well at all. Because if he had some guys going there and some guys going up here, you did not tell him who to charge. Unless you said to charge both of them, which that's just not smart. Because individually, you could beat either of these groups. When you spread apart in the charge across an open field, that ain't going to work. Union, in theory, they should have charged down here first, and then if they wanted to, turn their attention up here. Defeat in detail. It's as simple as that. Also, if you set one target for your guys, all those guys would have stick together a lot better. And CSA that we're holding in the wood line are not pushing out, and Eagles Brigade is feasting for some more Union
Company,
blood
take
here.
aim. Over here, take aim.
Take
Ready,
aim low,
steady.
I don't know if that volley hit anybody. Anyways, the reason why they kind of pulled off is you can see Unions kind of gave up on this area. Is that... so that Union flag over there, A and V's flag, did despawn. It has a 5-minute despawn timer on it. So, at that point, they can respawn back in with the flag. But Eagles Brigade pushed off for the most part because nearly the whole Union team is now pushed up the hill. And what in the artillery? How do you shoot that? And I've never seen a shot explode right there. Like, usually I would expect that shot to go to Timbuktu over there and explode in the air. Or hit the ground short. Not... That was a low fuse time. Wow. So... Anyways. Union's about to hit taken losses. CSA's up by half a morale stage. This is rough.
Hey. What? Boys. This hill's fucking lost.
So maybe Union's going to try a grand effort on this side. I mean, you saw 7th South Carolina heading back to the wood line again. Then Stonewall Brigade's heading that way. But outside of that, TKO is up here. And A and V, and they're pulling off now. I mean, it's going to get to a certain point where, I mean, Union still has plenty of time. Even though they're down on tickets and it doesn't look great, they're still in a good spot to win. They just got to get CSC down on morale stage and a half and 20 minutes and capture and win, which is not a hard thing to do, but when you get into the late game and the defenders have a significant amount of tickets, the defenders are much more willing to play aggressively in defending the point. Obviously, they would if they were in breaking or last stand because they have to defend or else they'll lose. But if you know you have tickets to spare and guys can die, you will play aggressive a lot earlier and try to protect that point as much as possible. So, idea could be for Union to potentially cap the point, but CSA looks to be staying near that point. They just want to keep that black timer ticking, which is smart. Union again could try to... Union just needs to group up and charge somewhere. And they got to move quick when they're doing it. Like, I like TKO hopping from the right side of the map to the left. Because look how spread out CSA is right now. If the whole Union team jumped from right to left and then hit the wood line, CSA might not be able to react. CSA has kind of had a luxury of not really having to really react quickly to Union movements.
Spread out and fire well.
Spread out. Spread the fuck out.
Keep spraying the lead.
Spread the fuck out.
But Union's engaged a shootout. CSA knocked Union into taking losses. And point of contention, by the way, you can see CSA's on it. It's because of all these lovely gentlemen here. Standing on this side of the half-stone wall lets you be on cap. And then when you're looking at this half-stone wall, anything to the right side here is on point, anything to the left is not. So, this high ground position is so very good on this map. And even though the point of cap says down here, the place to fight is up here. In my opinion, I mean, if you just look, you have the high ground, you have a half-stone wall that you can sit behind, you're shooting down here, it's perfect. You'll see Union teams sometimes, they like to cap from down on the bottom of the hill, and that's just a terrible place because you have to be in this open area to capture the point. And these CSA guys are in such a great position that you're just going to get destroyed. Now, if CSA charges down at you, that's great for Union. Really great for Union. But the only way I think a side can for sure win is by capturing up here. So Union, I think, has to get up here and capture it. Because we're kind of getting to a point where, like I mentioned, CSA has enough tickets to where they could probably be perfectly fine sitting with here the rest of the match and they'll win. especially because they have a little bit of infantry and balance. So Eagles Brigade playing aggressive here again. Stonewall Brigade and TKO moving close. TKO just retreats. And Stonewall Brigade staying here.
Independent, shoot them up, boys. Shoot them in their fucking ass.
Looks like TKO's falling back, maybe on their friendlies, but there just seems to be a disconnect between some of the groups. But maybe that disconnection a second ago was to connect with the rest of their team, who's going to make a break for the woods. Looks like you got Archer's Brigade down here as well with 7th South Carolina. And you have Stonewall's Brigade. So, I mean, seriously, they don't know, but if they could coordinate... Oh, my goodness. Did Union get wiped up top? Anyway, CSA took that top spot. I don't see a downed Union flag. Maybe. I don't know. But CSA pushed up there. But this is... You know, if all these Union guys charge in the woods, they win. They don't know they have the... They don't know that they have the numbers advantage, but yeah, frankly, that's the only thing Union can do at this point.
Shoot that flag, shoot that flag.
Left side,
You gotta do this, kill him all.
Union needs to play Colquitt's defense like you play Garland Stand. You charge in on one side. If it doesn't work, move quickly to the other side of the map and try to break through and go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's really the only way I think you should try to play this map as Union. I mean, if you push through and it works, obviously stay there. Like, if you push through the woods and it works, great. Stay there. But the nice part about this being a large map is that you can kind of spread the CSA defenders out, and if CSA defenders don't react quickly to your movements as an attacker, that can be devastating for a defender. And so as an attacker, your job is to throw CSA off their game, throw them off the ground, and put them out of position. And you do that by hopping back and forth on both sides, but Union's kind of moved out slowly to each of these sides. And here's the thing now, Union's pushed up here. They've sat and shot for a minute and a half, 2 minutes now, and CSA's completely plugged the woods now.
there's a lot of people there, sir.
CSA is about to go into taking losses. The tickets look closer than what they actually are. When a team hits a new morale stage, that bar will not move down. I don't know why. It's like the bar is actually longer than what we see. So we won't know the true imbalance until both sides are a little bit into taking losses. But it looks like 3rd Kentucky's going to go in.
From the Mississippi to the sea, from the Mississippi to the sea, from the Mississippi to the sea.
TKO just, oh, they got wiped. Now you got a couple more sirens moving up. None of their friendlies went in with them. Looks like the other half of TKO, at least 6 Kentucky's going to go in.
That was TKO. Shitty TKO shit.
TKO. What you gonna do about it, boy? Come here.
I mean, at the beginning of last round, TKO was kind of bullying their way around.
TKO sucks dick.
But
TKO
they
sucks
are
dick.
fighting groups a lot bigger than them. I don't know if that's their mentality. But Eagles Brigade's pushed up. A and B hitting here at the exact right time.
Thank you. I'll send my help.
And so Eagles Brigade's going to kind of get out, but A and B is going to get some nice kills. See, it's a half morale stage difference. And CSA just had taken losses, so Union's barely alive. I mean, what is... Well, it's 16 men right now. It's 12-man infantry in balance, which is a lot. All I'll say is 3 remusters for this. I mean, obviously, you can always be at a disadvantage when you play maps. But you could still fight hard and lose and have a good match. Union's just not having that. Like, even if numbers were balanced, I don't think Union would be winning this. It might be a little closer, like the ticket imbalance between each side right now, but CSA is abusing Union.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
What are you saying,
Keep 'em on
Siri?
flag. Okay, everybody drop down. Just
Friendlies on the right of those rocks are shifting uphill.
So Union is moving on to point. I don't mind the cap. Normally when the attackers cap, defenders, they've got to retake it. Now depending on the defender morale stage, that determines the amount of time that counterattack will be. When the defenders have taken losses in 7 minutes, but it looks like Stonewall Brigade is not gonna cap.
Fucking move.
I mean, the reason why I wouldn't mind a cap is that 12 minutes left on the clock. It's not a lot of time, and Union hasn't really brought CSA tickets down for most of this match, outside of from Battle Ready to Engage. From Engage to taking losses, that took a long time. So unless Union picks up the pace, they should cap that point to stop that timer. Normally, if the attackers are up on tickets, you wouldn't want to early cap, just because defenders can regain tickets if the defenders are down. But as we can see, Union, as an attacker, is down on tickets today by a lot.
Take aim!
Ready? Fire! Bow face! Bow
What
face!
the heck?
Bow
I
face,
don't know
baby.
what if he's
Break
like
your load, let's
in
go.
the shade or something. I don't know.
Behind the
That was
rock,
weird to see.
behind the rock.
So unless Union charges, they need to cap point. So when will the Union go? What will they do?
He's in front, decoys. By the tree.
I mean, I don't know how long it is.
We gotta spread out over there. We're not gonna win this shootout. Man!
Hey, the shootouts these days do not deal a significant ticket loss on your opponent. The flag respawns, everyone's spawning back in with 5-second respawns instead of 10-second respawns. Which, what are these CSA guys doing over here? What?
It's not the enemy. It's not the enemy.
They must have thought that that was friendlies, because there's no way you run a flag down like that. Anyways, he's lucky to get the... Never mind. But, you can't win a shootout these days. The flag respawns go... I'm sorry. See, why is CSA charging this? 14th Tennessee is going in. Looks like some 5th Corps are following. Why are they... Oh my goodness, they're throwing.
Get that flag!
They just lost their flag. Oh, this is... Why? You're up by a half morale stage. You have a lot of tickets left. You might... By you having so many tickets, it's going to force Union to do some wonky things. And you just charged in and got wiped. I don't know what they were thinking.
Seriously, no, get on this.
Love you guys, but that was a decision. You don't want to give Union any upper hedge here. You've played such a good match. You don't want to throw it away by those mistakes at the end. Like, I'm kind of surprised Union's not just charging right now. Because you wiped a good chunk of CSA. I mean, 20-some guys. But, I mean, Union should just be countercharging right away and pushing through CSA. You should, in theory, have a numbers advantage, which, if we zoom out... I mean, it's definitely kind of hard to tell. But... Oh well. It's just Union's got to get some upper edge, and that feels like a huge opportunity to get that upper edge. Eagles Brigade and some 5th Corps guys are charging through here. They're trying to prevent Union from capping, which is a good idea. You want this black timer to keep ticking. You don't want it to stop. But Union, again, has another opportunity. CSA is very, very spread out right now and kind of weak. Obviously, it's hard to communicate for Union if they're going to do a charge. I mean, you have some... Why are you guys charging? If the whole CSA team decides to charge in, I don't mind that as much as individual tiny groups charging in here. I mean, you got to know the whole Union team is here. Oh, and now the rest of the Eagles Brigade's going to go in. Union does hit breaking. CSA is close to breaking, so maybe they just want to throw Union off, get their flags down, cause a little chaos. I mean, at this point, it's an inevitability that CSA is going to drop to breaking. So, Union is going to push up through wood. CSA spread out. Looks like A&V is going to try to take advantage. There's Holcomb's Legion there to the left. They're not looking at them, though. Their killer's going straight for the moon.
Oh shit, Union! Union! Union!
Shut
Boys,
up!
Union!
Shut up! Snitch! Fucking snitch!
Union right! Union right! Union right! Union right! Union right!
And so, this is a great move from A&V. I mean, Union could still pull this out, as crazy as this all is. Union looking to countercharge where Eagles Brigade at, and as of now, the point is kind of wide open for Union to take. Oh, man.
Hold yeah, independent front.
Shoot from here, lads. Shoot from here. Easy shots, lads. Shoot them up.
Coming in north. Left, they're coming.
So, obviously, we got the overview. They don't see anything. CSA is looking to collapse down a point to take it. Union pushing up. It feels like there's a small window for Union to get on top of this road or cap the point. You got more Union reinforcements pushing up to hold this, though. I mean, if Union can hold this corner, that'll be huge for them. Look at a lot of CSA moving for the flank, though.
Let's go.
TKO's the one to reinforce A&V. Point is going in Union's favor. Which Union's capping on the bottom side of the hill. I mean, yeah, this is... I think this is a great move to try to just win the point out. A&V is going to get a huge flank on Eagles Brigade here.
Hey, what's up, you dumb motherfucker?
Behind. About face. Behind. No! Get
So, A&V and TKO guys are going to get a wipe. CSA's kind of taking that corner back. Not terribly surprising. There is a down flag. I reckon that's a Union one. I assume CSA would pick up that flag. But here's the thing. Union's got to push up and take this roadside again. You can see A&V starting to push up there. The rest of Union's sitting here. If you let CSA take the top of this road, they are going to hold the point, and they're just going to shoot down on Union and take this day. I mean, Union's down a third of a stage right now. A&V's flag pushed down back down the hill. And you have some CSA charging out towards Union. CSA, you just need to sit on top of this hill. You don't need to charge into Union.
Let's go charge in, guard right, let's go, charge in, guard right.
But they will.
Charge.
I mean, Union is down enough tickets where this isn't the worst thing. It's just, again, you don't want to risk it. But here we go.
I will touch you with my sword. I will touch you.
Push them off. Get those flags. Get those flags.
Oh my goodness, the sword dropped on the ground.
Kill
Over
these
these
cocksuckers.
I've never seen that before. An NCO dropping his sword when he died.
Dude,
But
I'm entertaining you.
anyway, CSA sweep through that. They're going to wipe. They've gotten one Union flag. And Union's almost down to the final push. At this point, Union might as well act like they have infinite tickets. Final push for the attacker is their last stage. They have infinite tickets, but if the black timer is high enough, it'll drop down to a few minutes left on the clock. It depends on the map.
Hold on to
Obviously, not obviously, but the final push timer, it depends on how long it takes from you to get to your main spawn to point 2 times without bayonets and reloads. And obviously that varies on the map. A map like Colquitt's Defense, it's going to be a lot longer. But Union team respawning in. CSA, some are looking to hold on top, some are holding center, some are holding further down. Which, honestly, if CSA push through and hold on the bottom, that's not a bad idea. Union's got 3 minutes, so spending the time to reform here up, to at least just taking shots, trying to whittle CSA down a little more, maybe try to hit them in the last stand. Now, whoever has more bodies when the clock hits 0, that'll determine the winner of this. If Union have more bodies when the clock hits 0, then an overtime phase will start. And they have to continually keep capping the point in order to win. So if CSA overtakes at any point in that overtime phase, then CSA will automatically win. So Union might shoot this out for another 30 seconds, but they got to get going soon. CSA, I like this. I like that they're positioning themselves down here. Union's obviously going to push up through here. I don't know if they have enough time to go. They definitely have enough time to go the roadway, which you can see Union starting to do that. And I think Union should try to push that way. You got to take the top of that road. You cannot be trying to win the point from down here. It's worked once, and it worked in, I think, Ghost of Antietam, but that was because CSA charged down. So, oh, Union went the road, and now they're going up and over. All right. Union's almost down the final push. 2 minutes on the clock. But Union's going to go in. You got some pushing down bottom TKO. Looks like the rest of the Union team is just going to go straight for that point, though.
Apparently, yeah.
You seen these boys shoot?
So Union a little spread out, but that's just kind of what happens on these.
Shoot as many as possible. Shoot as many possible. I don't know who Bobby Mom is.
It's my mom!
On this line, quickly. Watch it on the right, close it on the right. Flag, pull back to friendlies, on point. Flag, pull back to friendlies, on point.
Flag, back to point.
Up the fence.
Hold this line, 53rd.
Let's go.
So as long as CSA can get the flags up, which they're retreating a little earlier than normal, that's good. Union actually charging the top. I don't know who that is, but that's a great move. CSA trying to charge down and push Union off the point. Who is this? I'm not surprised. It's A and B. They got the top of the hill, but unfortunately for them, although they did win that, rest CSA charged down at most of Union, who was down here. So that Union is spread out. CSA was able to defeat in detail. Obviously, they were holding a good defensive spot too, so they were able to pick that apart. And the A and V, despite their best efforts, get blown up by artillery. And that's going to be the end of our round here. CSA are not going to hit last stand unless they do in 1 second. That'd be incredible. So that was a pretty good round there from CSA. Really good overall. Union just kind of seemed disconnected most of that round. And the way you win Colquitts is generally you try the forest first, and if that doesn't work, you just quickly move from the left to the right. You force the defenders to move, get them out of position, and then once they're out of position, if you can figure it out, you attack. So I'm seeing in the chat anyways that it's a tie, and so they're doing picket patrol, but we cannot spectate that, unfortunately. Some people are saying no picket patrol, but normally if they have a tiebreaker in this event, they do picket patrol after this, but you can't spectate that. So anyways, with that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you're all able to learn a thing or two, at least my opinion anyways. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord merch, and we will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.